Alright, welcome back artistic ladies and gentlemen to a funeral in this Pokemon TCG Online series where we are going to say goodbye to Night March because tomorrow is the 1st of September 2016 and that means rotation is going to happen. The new standard format is arriving and in that format there is no place anymore for Night March. So bye bye Night March, a deck which has caused many players to flip their table out of frustration and anger, a deck which was even played by the players who hated it just because it is so powerful, a deck so powerful that the total amount of championship points it accumulated is probably so big it won't fit on your calculator, and also a deck which if you manage to win against it made you feel like you won the world championships. And finally, it's a deck which was also frowned upon for its simplicity but at the same time has known an incredible amount of variants with Bronzong, with Milotic, with Gallade, and so on and so forth. Although the core has always been the same, has always been Joltik and Pumpkaboo and of course Lampent. So let's play one more time with Night March in the standard format. Let's experience all of the anger, all of the frustration and all of the awesome winning feelings one more time in a PTCGO. Let's give our opponent hell one more time. Night March, I choose you. Our victim for the day is Alex Wilson TX with a colorless and a psychic deck. This could be either Trevenant or Mega Mewtwo. If it is Trevenant, it's actually kind of a yucky matchup for us. If it is Mega Mewtwo, we are golden here. We are looking at a definitely good matchup, at a very good matchup for us. We do start off with a really terrible hand actually. Oh my goodness. Wow, that is a terrible hand to start off with here for our Night March deck. Oh my goodness, this is insanely bad. And it is a shame that my opponent starts off with. So let's attach, let's not attach a DCE, let's play down our Fine Fury Belt. And there's the concede from my opponent, never mind. Even with this terrible hand, we took the win against my opponent's deck because my opponent conceded. That is how good Night March is. So let's find ourselves another victim here. PokeFreak72 has dared to challenge us to a battle here with his Darkness, Dragon, colorless and Psychic deck. Definitely Darkrai, Giratina, Garbodor. Will we go first? No, we will not go first. We will try to attack first here. That is what we are going to do. We start off with actually a pretty decent hand here. We have two Joltiks. I will probably bench both of them. Because we might actually see a Latios here from our opponents, and Latios could donk the active Joltik, you never know. So let's bench two Joltiks. In the next turn, or in our turn, we will Battle Compress. We'll definitely knock out this Trubbish if we can, if my opponent doesn't find a Float Stone for it. We don't want to deal with Garbodor. We also don't want to deal with Giratina, so we'll have to Lysandre Giratina if or when my opponent puts it on the bench, potentially with our Pokemon Catcher. Or we might just have to find our Pokemon Ranger and then we can attach DCEs from our hands if we use our Pokemon Ranger when we have been attacked from the Chaos Wheel or by the Chaos Wheel from the Giratina. Yeah, we do see a Max Silence here, probably going to attach to the Giratina if my opponent manages to get the energy out. Yes, there is the energy on the Giratina on the bench and a Fine Fury Belt on the Giratina as well. Oh my goodness, this is not good. Floatstone on the Trubbish. Wow, this is a terrible start for us and an amazing start from our opponents. Finding that Fine Fury Belt for the Giratina X is going to be a huge. Maybe we'll just have to target the Shaymins or the Hoopa to take the game that way, but we still need to deal with the Giratinas here, otherwise we will not be able to attach our DCEs from our hands. So this is not the best of matchups for us. DCE on the Giratina X on the bench, the other one, not the one with the Darkest Energy, surprisingly enough. I was kinda expecting to see the DCE on this Giratina there. I'm not sure why my opponent opted to go for the other Giratina X. Maybe so we don't target one of the Giratinas. Pokemon Catcher. Alright, first of all, let's Battle Compress. Let us compress some Lampents. How many DCEs do we have? 3 DCEs. That's not the maximum. Kinda worries me. 3 more Battle Compressors, 2 more VS Seekers, 1 Pokemon Ranger. Pokemon Ranger is in our deck. And we have 2 puzzles only. Oh boy. Not very good here. Lots of important pieces are prized. So let's Pokemon Catcher needs a Tails. Then let's Shaymin for 3 cards. Maybe we can find a puzzle for our Pokemon Catcher. Nope, no puzzle. We do find Stadium. Would have been nice to puzzle here for the Pokemon Catcher. And Catcher, the Giratina. We'll discard our hand. We will draw some more cards. There we do find a Fine Fury Belt. Another Bell Compressor. Let's Bell Compress a little bit more. Compress 1 Lampent. And 2 Pumpkaboos. We'll bench this here. Mew. We'll take a look at our Seeker. What's it gonna be? An Lysandre or an Ultra Ball? Ultra Ball is tempting. We don't really need a Fine Fury Belt. So I'm gonna Ultra Ball for another Shaymin here. I'm gonna thin out my deck as much as I can. We need to find our Pokemon Ranger. So let's attach the DCE. We'll take a knockout on the Trubbish. We are forced to take a knockout on the Trubbish. I kind of wanted to avoid that, because then we need to knock out 3 more Pokemon from our opponent before we can take the game. So we need to knock out 4 Pokemon total, whereas if we would just knock out the X's, we only need to knock out 3 Pokemon. Another Ultra Ball. Let's take a look at the Trainers Mail here. Pokemon Ranger, fantastic. We are going to grab the Pokemon Ranger and get it into our hands. And then we'll hit for the Night March for the kill on this Trubbish. We need this Pokemon Ranger big time. What do we get from the prizes? We get another Seeker. Alright, more Seekers, that's good. My opponent promotes the Giratina, which means we might see the Chaos Wheel here. There's a double Dragon Energy, so we could see the Chaos Wheel. And then maybe an N. N would definitely screw us over, putting that Pokemon Ranger back into our deck. And there is the N indeed, screwing us over big time here. Oh boy, can we find our Pokemon Ranger? We have an Ultra Ball for our last Shaymin and a Bell Compressor as well. Well, we can Bell Compressor the Pokemon Catcher or the Pokemon Ranger. That's definitely a possibility. Maybe I should have done that before as well, but we kind of need a lot of Night Marchers in a discard pile here. So we will get hit for the Chaos Wheel for 100 damage. We cannot one-hit KO this Giratina, I believe. No, I don't think we can at the moment. If I discard 2 Night Marchers, that is 10, that's 200. Actually, we can. We can. Fantastic. So we are going to discard some Night Marchers and we are going to discard the Pokemon Ranger. Let's discard 1 Pumpkaboo. Let's discard the Pokemon Ranger and let's discard our Lysandre. Yes. Alrighty. Do we have our Shaymin? Yes, we do. We need to find a DCE here. So we'll discard the Sycamore, we'll discard an Ultra Ball. Hopefully we can find a DCE from our Shaymin. And we will Pokemon Ranger for sure at the moment. So let's first of all Pokemon Ranger. Alright. Then let's Shaymin for 5 more cards. Can we find our DCE? That is the one and only question right now. And there's our DCE. We do find it. Fantastic. Alrighty. Do we target Whistle? No, we will not target Whistle. We'll simply take a look at this Trainers Mail. Puzzle, Floatstone. I will puzzle. Do we puzzle for a DCE? I'll puzzle actually the Fine Fury Belts back into my deck. No, we don't really need to Fine Fury Belts. But I will puzzle here. I will puzzle for the DCE and the Seeker. Put 1 Seeker back into our deck. That way we should be able to find a Pokemon Ranger again quite easily. Even if we get N. So let's counter the Stadium here and then it is time to hit for the knockout, for the Night March knockout on this here Giratina EX. 180 damage, just enough. Luckily we didn't see that Fighting Fury Bell there. We get a Trainers Mail and another Seeker. Oh my goodness, 4 Seekers now in our deck. That's amazing. 4 Seekers, that is just great. Can we knock out the Giratina from my opponents? If we knock out this Giratina, we are golden. My opponent doesn't need to find a double Dragon Energy right here. Discards another Giratina, grabs the Trubbish. No Garbodor this turn. Unless we see a Wally and a Floatstone. Then we could see a Garbodor this turn. But I don't think my opponent will do that. I don't think he even plays Wally. That would be kind of strange if it did. So we do see the Trubbish come down, and then we might see an N here. A Shaymin actually. Oh, benches a Shaymin. Well, he already had the other Shaymin, not that it matters. All we need to do is knock out this Giratina, and then maybe knock out one Shaymin or one Trubbish. A Floatstone on the Trubbish. Do we see anything else? Do we see the N? How many VS Seekers on your discard pile? No VS Seekers, so he does have some more VS Seekers in his deck. At least 3 more, but he probably plays 4. Maybe 2 VS Seekers are prized. And then he only has 2 VS Seekers. We see an energy on a Darkrai, and then we will not see the knockouts. Oh my goodness, that would be amazing. If we would not see a knockout from the Giratina, no Chaos Wheel right here. That would be just great. Counters the Stadium. Discards the Shaymins. Oh boy, we have our Target Whistle though. We can counter the Stadium and then Target Whistle if we can find our lost Stadium. Maybe from the Trainers Mail. We do see a Super Out shuffling back the Giratina maybe. Giratina, Shaymin, and Shaymin. Alright. Does he maybe have a counter Stadium to counter his own Stadium in the next turn? And there we see the pass of the turn. Find Free Belt. Let's put it on our Mew. Yes, alright. Let's take a look at our Trainers Mail here. VS Seeker, Ultra Ball. Well, I'm not going to grab any of those. I might just N actually. VS Seeker for an N. You never know. I cannot believe we stayed alive here. Or I could Lysandre out the Darkrai and knock out the Darkrai. All we need to do then is knock Lysandre or something else again. Yes, that's going to be my play. We are going to Lysandre. Can we knock out the Darkrai? We have 9, that's 180. Darkrai is psychic resistant, so we cannot do that. We'll Lysandre the Hoopa instead. Knock out the Hoopa, bring ourselves down to 1 prize. Night March for the KO. Amazing stuff here. 380 damage. What do we get? Can we get our DCE? We get our DCE and a puzzle. Do we have... no, we cannot use that puzzle. We have 3 puzzles in a discard pile already. An Ultra Ball from my opponent is going to grab him a Shaymin. Shaymin for 6 cards. Then maybe find a VS Seeker. And us back down to 1 card. Which means we are then forced to deal with the Giratina using our Joltik, because the Mew is definitely going to get knocked out if my opponent can find the double Dragon Energy for the Giratina. We do see a Max Sonics here. Maybe we won't see the Giratina after all. Onto the Darkrai. He needs to end us right here or we have the game for sure. And even if he ends us and knocks out our Mew, then... he needs to do it with the Giratina EX, otherwise we have the game as well. Never mind, there's a Finisher Belt, we don't have the game. Now we need to discard more Night Marches and a VS Seeker for the N indeed. Okay, here we go. We do see the N. This is gonna be an important N. Can we find what we need from the N here? A VS Seeker, oh my goodness. We have the game then. VS Seeker for the Lysandre. And that is because we had so many VS Seekers left in our deck. So we will see the knockout right here onto our Mew, and we will reply for the knockout on his Shaymin, as it should be. Shaymin is always a liability. We could have Lysandre the Garbodor as well. Luckily Mew goes down here. Luckily we did not see a Lysandre on our Joltik on the bench instead of the N, because then we would have been forced to find another Night Marcher. So he hits for the kill here. 360 damage with our Joltik, and we take the game against Darkrai, Giratina, Garbodor. Giratina eventually did not really give us too much trouble because we managed to find our Pokemon Ranger in time and get enough VS Seekers in our deck to be able to assure us of VS Seeker use, pardon me, of VS Seeker use. This was definitely an interesting match. Let's have a look. We dealt 1060 damage versus 230 from our opponent. Mew MVP versus Darkrai EX. Alright, let's find ourselves one more opponent. Major Kiba challenges us to a battle with his water and colorless deck. This could be Greninja BREAK. And that is actually not a very easy match for us, Greninja BREAK, so we might get wrecked right here in this game. Certainly so, if our Lysandre, if our Hex Maniac is prized. We lost the coin flip. My opponent will go first, which means we can get first KO potentially. Alright, so we will start off with a mulligan apparently. Despite playing 13 basics, we mulligan. Interesting. Hopefully we can find a nice starting hand from the shuffle here, from the reshuffling from our hands. That was not too bad of a hand that we had there, but we didn't have a basic, and we do find a pretty good hand, I would say. We can Ultra Ball for Shaymin, and we have some Night Marchers. We have the teammates that we can discard. We have a Battle Compressor to discard Night Marchers. I don't want to discard a Special Charge though, so I'll probably discard the teammates and maybe the Pumpkaboo or whatever else I top deck. We are up against the Talonflame. We will knock out the Talonflame with our Joltik, but if I can, I'll actually knock out the Joltik, not the Joltik, the Froakie. That is going to be my plan here. If I can find some way to Lysandre out this Froakie, I will do it. And that way we should be able to buy ourselves one more turn before my opponent can set up a Frogadier. Never mind though, because he benches another Froakie, so we'll simply deal with the Talonflame then. I'm fine with knocking out the Talonflame. There's our DCE already. So let's attention DCE. Let's discard a Pumpkaboo and teammates. Let's grab ourselves our Shaymin. We need to discard how many Night Marchers? 4 Night Marchers. Actually only 3 because of the Fighting Fury belt. So let's discard 2 Lampents and then maybe a draw supporter. Hex Maniac. We do have the Hex Maniac, which is fantastic. Let's discard Hex Maniac. Let's go with Hex Maniac. Then we can access the Hex Maniac using our VN Seekers and using our puzzles as well. And then it's time to Shaymin. Shaymin for a couple more cards here. So we'll get the first knockout of this game. Ooh, not the best of hands here. Let's counter the stadium. Let's take a look at the Trainers Mail. What can you get me, Trainers Mail? Sycamore. Sycamore, Sycaless. We'll grab maybe another Ultra Ball. I feel like I will not really use my stadiums in this match, so I'll simply discard my stadiums and Shaymin again. I want to keep the VS Seeker for the Hex Maniac. Yes, one more Shaymin it is. We are looking for Belt Compressors and Night Marchers. That's what I want to see here. Mew. Mew is... if you are going to Hex Maniac, we cannot really use Mew. There we do see a puzzle and a Trainers Mail for... Pokemon Catcher. I could Pokemon Catcher a Froakie. Do I want to do that? Maybe I will, so we don't have to deal with those Froakies. Let's see here. Let's try to Pokemon Catcher. It is heads. Alright, let's grab ourselves a Froakie. We'll go for the Froakie right now. Hit for the Night March for the knockout on a Froakie for 70 damage. That's one less Greninja we might see in the entirety of the game. And we get ourselves a Lampent. We kind of need a better hand though. We need to find our Sycamore. We couldn't find our Sycamore from that Shaymin, from that last Shaymin. Maybe I should have just grabbed it from the Trainers Mail before. Counters our stadium. No more counter stadiums for us, but that doesn't matter. We are kind of looking to one-hit kill my opponent's Froakies and Greninjas and Greninja breaks. We do see a Skyla for a Dive Ball probably, and then a Dive Ball for a Frogadier. And then we'll see my opponent attach an energy so he can go for the water duplicates. I'm guessing that is what we will see here. I will use my puzzle in my turn. Try to top deck something from the puzzle in the turn after that. Now we do see the Froakie. We'll see the Frogadier from the Dive Ball. And we'll see the water duplicates for hopefully not too many Frogadiers. I'm hoping 1 at most. But if he gets 2 or 3, well, then we'll just have to deal with it. We'll have to suck it up and deal with all of those Frogadiers. And energy right there, alright. Do we see maybe a Shauna? Nope, no draw supports. He's left himself with 2 cards in his hand, which is not too good for my opponent. Frogadier, Frogadier, and there's 3 Frogadiers, alright. Fantastic for my opponent that he managed to get those 3 Frogadiers. An Ultra Ball, we can get ourselves our last Shaymin here. I might just do that, get myself my last Shaymin. Oh, we don't have another Shaymin. Never mind. Let's grab ourselves another Joltik maybe. I guess we can grab ourselves another Joltik then. We'll take a look at this puzzle. What can you get me, puzzle? Another VS Seeker. I might as well get another VS Seeker out. In the next turn, we'll play down the Joltik and we will... Do we Hex Maniac right now? I wonder. I don't think so. There's no real need to Hex Maniac at the moment. We'll simply hit for the kill here with our Night March attack. We'll keep our VS Seeker for the next turn, and then Hex Maniac in the next turn. Sycamore, alright, we have Dark support now as well. Unfortunately, we will top deck VS Seekers now. So we do see an energy on the Talonflame. My opponent is going to get out some more cards with the Talonflame because he's got a bad hand at the moment. He's stuck with those 2 cards. He's going to hit us for 40. We'll knock out the Talonflame, bring ourselves down to 3 prizes, and then we are definitely going to start using our Hex Maniac. Chain those Hex Maniacs. Maybe I'll just Sycamore the next turn, not use Hex Maniac. Unless he grabs a Greninja and a Wally here. But then he still needs to have the necessary energy in hand to go for a giant Water Shuriken. What should I do? Another VS Seeker, as we knew, will heal up 30 from the rough seas. Amazing. We actually get to heal up 30. I'll simply Hex Maniac. I'll do it. I'll use my Hex Maniac for now. And then we'll hit for the Night March for the kill against this Talonflame. For weakness, 180. Can we find a DC or a Shaymin or something? We kind of need to find more DCEs. So maybe I should have just Sycamored and tried to find my DCE. I wonder now. I wonder if I should have done that. The Frogadier comes up. Can my opponent find the Greninja and an energy to knock us out? If it does, we need to find a DCE, and then we cannot use our Hex Maniac, which is going to be troublesome for us in the turn after that. So there's a Greninja. Does he have the energy? Does he have draw supporter? A Wally did grab the Wally, as I was kind of afraid of there. So we'll see the Wally into the Greninja Break. Oh, never mind, into the Greninja on the bench, not into the Greninja Break. Interesting. And an energy retrieval. Huh. Well, I should have... well, maybe if we had not used our Hex Maniac, he would have Wallied into the break. Probably would have done that then, I guess. So it is good. I used my Hex Maniac. And there we do see the knockout on our Joltik is going to take the first prize. But now things can start happening for my opponent. Things can go real fast here. We are hitting for... ooh, 100 damage only. Let's promote our Joltik. Yeah, things can go fast. Really, really fast here now. We'll use our... Special Charge, shuffle back the DCE, and then Sycamore our hand away. Would have been nice to find an Ultra Ball, to find our Shaymin from the prizes, but it's not. That did not happen. So let's attach our DCE. Then, do we discard some more Pokemon? Yes, we will. We'll Puzzle of Time, grab ourselves a VS Seeker and a Battle Compressor. We need to discard 1, 4, 5. We need to discard 2 more Night Marchers. Actually, maybe even more. 3 more, then we are hitting for 160. That's just still 10 shorts, so maybe it doesn't matter after all. I'll grab the Battle Compressor. I'll grab... oh boy, what will we do here? What will we do? We do need a Night Marcher for the next turn as well, because we are going to get Water Shurikens. Boy, oh boy, what do we do? We need to get the kill and we need to get an extra Night Marcher. Maybe I'm gonna get an Ultra Ball out. I'm gonna grab the Ultra Ball. Then we will Battle Compress 2 Pumpkaboos and a Mew. Not a Mew. Let's compress maybe the Lysandre. Alright. We will not grab ourselves another Night Marcher just yet. We are going to wait until the next turn. But we will definitely hit for the kill here against this Greninja for 140 damage. What can we get from the prizes? It is another Joltik. We did find ourselves another Night Marcher. We can discard that Night Marcher. Then we have 9 Night Marchers discard power, which is enough for a kill on the Greninja. We do need to find another DCE. There's a Trainers Mail. My opponent can take probably 2 prizes this turn. Very likely 2 prizes. Bring himself down to 3 prizes in the next turn. Oh, we do need to find the Floatstone as well. I forgot. Maybe I should have benched another Joltik. There's Shauna. Shauna for my opponent. Huh. Yeah, I probably should have benched another Joltik. I do know I have a Floatstone in my deck. but we will need to be a little bit lucky to find it. So I'm going to Sycamore, I'm not going to Hex Maniac anymore. There's the Greninja BREAK. We will only see one Giant Water Shuriken, because my opponent does not have another Greninja BREAK in play at the moment. All we need to do is knock out this Greninja BREAK, and then the Frogadier on the bench. There's a Giant Water Shuriken onto the Joltik on the bench, and knock out on that Joltik. Would have been nice to find ourselves maybe a Fighting Fury Belt for that Joltik. I could have grabbed it from my discard pile, that Fighting Fury Belt. Maybe I should have done that. Actually, that was probably the better play there. And Shadow Stitching for the kill. Alrighty. So we'll promote our Shaymin. We are going to look for our Floatstone. Bell Compressor. Alright, let's play down our Joltik. Let's compress our deck a little bit more. Let's discard the Mew. Let's discard Compressor. Let's discard the last puzzle. No need for that. Yes. Then we'll discard the N. We'll discard the Lampent. We'll grab ourselves a Pumpkaboo. Play down that Pumpkaboo as well. And we will Sycamore our hand away. There's our Floatstone, there's our DCE. And we should be safe from Water Shurikens in the next turn, so let's put this DCE on our Joltik. Let's put a Fighting Fury Belt on our Pumpkaboo, so the Pumpkaboo cannot get sniped, even if my opponent can get out the Greninja BREAK. If he finds a Greninja and a Wally, for example, we could target whistle something, but do we really want to do that? I don't think so. We are going to compress even more, thin out my deck even more. No need for the Ultra Ball. We'll leave the Trainers Mail in the deck. We'll grab ourselves a Fighting Fury Belt right here. And then if we get End, we should be able to find our last DCE. Alright, let's hit for the Night March for a knockout on this Greninja BREAK. 210 damage right there. Slight misplay in the previous turn. Should have grabbed the Fighting Fury Belt most likely. And here we do see the Frogadier. What can my opponent do? Can my opponent knock us out? Does he have any more Greninjas? Yes, he does, but can he find them? He has 29 cards left in the deck. It's going to be interesting here, if whether or not he can find those Greninjas. A Froakie on the bench. There's a Greninja. Does find a Greninja. Does he have the energies for the Greninja? 2 energies in discard pile, so he probably does have the energies. And he's even going to super roll back some energies into his deck. Oh boy, this is gonna be interesting here. Shuffles back the Greninjas actually, not the energies. Why does he shuffle back the Greninjas? Greninja BREAK I can understand, but the Greninjas, I'm not sure. Shauna, there's the energy from my opponent. So we will see the knockouts. Or just go for... What? Alright, he gives up then. We'll take the knockouts. That was interesting. He probably didn't see our Fighting Fury Belt there. Alright, very interesting game. We did take the match against Greninja BREAK there. Just barely though, just barely indeed. That could have turned out a little bit differently for sure. But we managed to take it. We managed to pressure my opponent enough. Let's take a look at the stats. 690 damage dealt versus 260 from my opponent. Joltik MVP versus a Greninja BREAK. Let's see if we can find ourselves maybe another opponent. Altair 93 challenges us to a battle with his colorless and psychic deck. This could be Trevenant. This could be a very short match for us. We won the coin flip. Will we go first? Yes, if it is a possibility of being Trevenant, I definitely want to go first. We do start off with our Pumpkaboo, Dimension Valley, another Pumpkaboo, Shaymin, Floatstone. Alright, not too bad. Let's play down our Pumpkaboo, let's play down our Mew. And then let's see what we are up against. Can we thin out our deck enough? Yes, and it is Trevenant. Alright, I'm happy I did go first here. So we are going to Floatstone the Pumpkaboo on our bench. We are going to Shaymin for 4 more cards. Hopefully we can set up enough here so we can have a nice game against this Trevenant BREAK deck. We will battle compress first of all, discard 3 Lampents, and we'll take a look at our deck here. 4 DCEs, fantastic. We'll discard as many Night Marches as necessary to knock out a Trevenant BREAK in one hit. I believe we need 8 Night Marchers in a discard pile for that. So let's discard the Joltiks here. We don't want to play with the Joltiks. They can be easily knocked out using a Silent Fear from the Trevenant break. So let's discard those Joltiks and then let's discard the entire hands that we have left. 7 Night Marches in a discard pile right now. We only need to discard one more and there's another Battle Compressor. My goodness, things are going great here. Let's discard the last Joltik. Let's discard maybe one Shaymin. And the Pokemon Ranger, if it is in our deck as well. Do we have it in our hands? Yes, we do have it in our hand. Never mind. I will discard a V-Seeker then, because we will get item locked. Or maybe a Fighting Fury Belt. Well, maybe just a Trainer's Mail. Let's discard a Trainer's Mail. Then we will we attach a DCE? I don't think we will. We'll simply discard a Pokemon Ranger and the Dimension Valley. And we are going to Shaymin. Might as well draw through my deck even more here, play down the Shaymin. We are looking for more item cards to use, 25 cards left in our deck, pretty darn good first turn, and there's another DCE. Well, do we use our V-Seekers? I might as well use my V-Seekers, I think. Grab that one Sycamore back from the discard pile. No need for the Pokemon Ranger, so we'll grab the Sycamore and we will end our turn. I'm not going to attach these DCEs. I don't want to see hammers from my opponent, so I'll simply keep them in my hand for now. Would have been nice to find Fighting Fury Belts. There we do see a Trainer's Mail. And it is actually Trevenant with Alakazam Bursting Balloon from my opponent, so we will knock ourselves out if we knock out this Phantom, but I will gladly do that. An energy on the Trevenant or on the Alakazam and a Shaymin from my opponent. Maybe, just maybe, we might just forever break the lock at some point and then be able to license our Shaymin. Floatstone on the Shaymin. And an Ultra Ball for maybe another Shaymin. You never know. We could see another Shaymin right here. There's another Phantom, never mind. It's going to go for another Phantom. Would be nice to license the Phantom on the bench, top deck a Lysandre and a Sycamore, discarding an AZ, discarded Trevenant and a Trevenant break already. Oh la la, my opponent is not going to be too happy with that. And there's the Ascension to evolve into the Trevenant with the item lock. Alright, we'll knock out this Trevenant. We don't want to deal with the Trevenant break at all. Another Sycamore. I'm going to keep the Sycamores in hand for now. Night March for the KO. We knock ourselves out, but so be it. I'll promote the Mew. Yes, and that's why it would have been nice to find a Fighting Fury Belt from the Shaymins. An Ultra Ball, alrighty. Down goes our Pumpkaboo. We'll promote the Mew and we will see what my opponent is going to do here. At some point we will need to find more Pumpkaboos, probably in the next turn from the Sycamore. Another Bursting Balloon, so we are going to knock ourselves out again here. Those darn Bursting Balloons. I might as well use the Mew to knock myself out. An energy on Alakazam. And hopefully we don't see another Alakazam, because if we do, my opponent might find 2 Spiritlings and then knock out our Pumpkaboo in the turn or in the same turn as knocking out our active Pokemon if he can Mega Evolve into 2 Alakazams or 2 Mega Alakazams. There's another Alakazam, so darn it, he did get another Alakazam down, another Alakazam on his bench, and we see the Spiritlink as well. This is not looking good for us. Spiritlink on the Alakazam there. And an Ascension once more into the Trevenants. Ooh, actually it fails. We get to use our item cards here. So we might be able to Lysandre. First of all, let's attach the DCE. Then let's discard our Dimension Valley and our Sycamore. We are... well, what we need is the Pokemon Catcher. But we do not have that anymore. And we don't have enough puzzles to get it either. Do we have an N in our discard pile? No, we do not have an N in our discard pile either. So let's grab ourselves a Pumpkaboo here. Might as well bench another Pumpkaboo. Will we use the puzzle? Boy, this is a bummer. Well, I'm going to Sycamore. Let us Sycamore. Let's see. Fighting Fury Belt, fantastic. Alright, we should stay alive now. Another Fighting Fury Belt. And a Battle Compressor. We are going to Battle Compress the Mew. We are going to Battle Compress The target whistle, no need for that in this match. And we are going to battle compress 1 Ultra Ball. Yes, fantastic. Alrighty. Thin out our deck as much as we can. Night March for the kill on the Phantom. Oh, that was a good turn, that one. We get from the prizes a puzzle. Well, we kind of need that puzzle in the previous turn. My opponent promotes a Shaymin. We might be able to knock out that Shaymin very soon. We do need to find another puzzle and get the special charge, and then special charge for our DCEs, because we are going to run out of DCEs at some point. Although we only need to knock out 2 EXs here. That's all we really need to do. But the question is, can we do that in time? There is a Mega Alakazam EX. We will see my opponent Mega Evolve, put 20 on the Mew in the active spots. Mew is still not knocked out, and then 30 on the Pumpkaboo on the bench there. With the Fighting Fury Belt, actually, not the one without the Fighting Fury Belt. Can my opponent find another Mega Alakazam and another Spirit Link? There's a Bursting Balloon on the Alakazam on the bench, and then N is going to N us, and the DCE back into our deck. We get the DCE back, we get a Fighting Fury Belt, and we get a puzzle. We don't get the other puzzle though. We might be able to find it with Teammates. No, Teammates is still in our deck. And a Suppression, going to put 30 on that Mew. Boy, would I love to use my Lysandre. Well, let's promote our Pumpkaboo here. And let's knock out this Alakazam. I'm surprised my opponent did not go for the Mega Alakazam. Ooh, this could be good. Trainers Mail for the puzzle, yes, alrighty, we will puzzle here, we will definitely puzzle for a DCE, and that's for sure, or actually for the special charge. Where is our special charge? There it is, and then we'll grab ourselves, what else do we kind of want to see? No need for any more Pumpkaboos. Maybe we will grab a VS Seeker. VS Seeker can always be good, so let's grab ourselves a VS Seeker. And we will use a special charge, shuffle back 2 DCEs into our deck, attach a DCE to the Pumpkaboo. Then we will teammates, VS Seeker for, oh no, we cannot teammates, we'll grab ourselves a Sycamore maybe. Bummer, maybe I should have grabbed myself a Battle Compressor and then Battle Compressed my teammates. That might have been a better choice. Well, it is what it is. Let's find the Fury Belt, nothing. Maybe a Shaymin so we can get rid of this Fighting Fury Belt. And let's Night March for the KO on this here Alakazam EX. 380 damage. Oh my goodness, overkill right there. Hex Maniac and a Lysandre. There's our Lysandre. No need for the Lysandre anymore though. So what is my opponent going to do? I believe we have the game kind of here. Wobbuffet gets powered up. Wobbuffet can knock us out. We kind of need to Lysandre the Alakazam on the bench now. Because knocking out the Wobbuffet is not really what we want to do here. We want to take 2 prizes. But we don't have the DCE for the active Pumpkaboo. Maybe I should not have used a special charge. Maybe I should have just gotten back 1 DCE. So I could have had the DCE in my hand. Questions all around. Well, I still think we have the game here. Even if we don't take the game in the next turn, we'll definitely take it in a turn after that. An Ultra Ball for a Phantom again, but my opponent is out of Trevenant, so I'm not sure why. Why is he going for another Phantom? Retreats into the Wildfet. We'll see the knockout here from the Wildfet. Bursting Balloon on the Wildfet. He definitely has lots of luck finding his Bursting Balloons. My goodness. That is for sure here. We will promote our Pumpkaboo with the Floatstone attached to it. And we might just Lysandre around the Wildfet. There's another Pumpkaboo. Let's see. We can Lysandre a Shaymin without a Floatstone on it. Actually, let's do that. Let's Lysandre our Shaymin and then let's just pass our turn here. Yes, we don't really need... We are not really pressured at the moment. We don't want to deal with that Bursting Balloon. We'll simply Lysandre our Shaymin, pass the turn, and then force my opponent to find a way to retreat this Shaymin. Mega Alakazam does not hit for a lot of damage at all. Super Odds shuffling back that Trevenant. So now we could see the Trevenant come out, retreat into the Phantom, and then my opponent might evolve into the Trevenant. That is definitely a possibility. Another Super Odds. At least we won't see any more bursting balloons unless he uses an Eco Arm. That will be a bummer for sure. 2 VS Seekers in this card pile. He has 2 more VS Seekers somewhere. Can we top deck ourselves a DCE? That would be fantastic. And an AZ is going to AZ up the Shaymin actually. Wow. Promotes the other Shaymin. Is going to play down the Shaymin to draw that energy for... No, he doesn't need an energy. He just needs to promote the Phantom. That's all he needs to do here. I probably should have gotten back my Lysandre with my VS Seeker before passing the turn to my opponent. Was not really expecting to see any more Trevenants though. There's a Trevenant. And an energy on the Trevenant even. Retreats into the Trevenant as well. Alrighty, we can Hex Maniac, we can get back our Lysandre. We are just waiting for a DCE. Oh. Well, let's attach a DCE. Let's Hex Maniac. Let's grab our Lysandre back from the discard pile. And I believe that is going to be GG here. So let's Night March for the kill on the Trevenant. 200 damage right there. What can we get? We get an N. Not useful. We don't want to see the N at this moment. All we want to see here is DCEs. DCEs for days. And we have 2 more DCEs left in our deck. So it was quite likely that we would top deck the DCE there. We had 8 cards in our deck, I believe, or 9. And with 3 DCEs, that's 33% chance. There we do see an N. Can my opponent maybe discard our DCE with a hammer or something? Trainers Mail, which basically guarantees us a draw supporter because we know we have an N and a Sycamore. And there's another Phantom, so I think we have the game here. The Wildfant hits for a little bit of damage. Yes, we have the game. This is it. We take the game against Trevenant BREAK with Mega Alakazam. Night March for the win here. Just because we went first, that's the only reason. 400 damage! Oh my goodness, that was amazing. 400 damage. 1330 damage right there versus 190 for my opponent. Pumpkaboo MVP versus Wobbuffet, and that is going to be it here for me today. This is going to be the last of the Night March matchups in a standard format for me. Night March, the deck that will be remembered by many but will be missed by only few. I hope you have a truly cardtastic day, and I will see you next time.
Karp, 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 Karp.